Imagine biting into a burger, not a plant-based substitute, not a mystery patty, but real beef. Except it didn't come from a slaughtered cow. It came from a lab. This isn't science fiction. It's lab-grown meat, cultivated meat, clean meat, and it might just redefine the food system as we know it. For thousands of years, meat has been central to human diets. But it comes at a cost: environmental degradation, ethical dilemmas, and global inefficiencies. Producing a single pound of beef can take over 1,800 gallons of water and emit more greenhouse gases than driving a car for hours. And yet, global demand for meat keeps rising. So what if we could have meat without the animal? Lab-grown meat starts with something surprisingly simple: a cell. Just a few muscle cells, extracted painlessly from a living animal. Then, those cells are fed nutrients, amino acids, sugars, vitamins, in a warm, sterile environment that mimics the conditions inside an animal's body. They grow, they multiply, and eventually they form muscle tissue. Real meat, just grown outside the animal. It's not a synthetic substitute. It's biologically identical to what you'd buy from a butcher. But no animals suffered. No antibiotics were used. No methane was released. But how did we get here? In 2013, the world watched as the first lab-grown burger was unveiled in London. It cost over $300,000 to produce. The taste? Slightly dry but undeniably meat. Fast forward to today, and that cost has dropped by over 99%. Companies like Good Meat, Upside Foods, and Moza Meat are scaling production, aiming to bring cultivated meat to grocery stores and restaurants worldwide. Singapore became the first country to approve lab-grown chicken for commercial sale. Others are lining up. The potential is enormous. Cultivated meat could reduce land use by up to 90% and water use by over 75%. It could decouple meat from the need for factory farming, helping us tackle pandemics, antibiotic resistance, and animal cruelty, all in one innovation. But the road ahead is complicated. Let's talk texture. Growing muscle cells is one thing, but replicating the complexity of a steak, with fat, connective tissue, and flavor, is far harder. Scientists are working on scaffolding systems, using edible plant fibers or 3D printing to structure the meat properly. Then there's scalability. Growing a few grams in a lab is one thing. Producing tons to feed cities? That requires bioreactors the size of buildings, precise controls, and huge energy inputs. Some critics argue that if the energy used isn't clean, the climate benefits could be overstated. There's also cost. While prices are dropping fast, cultivated meat still isn't competitive with traditional meat. Yet. But just as solar panels and smartphones saw exponential cost reductions, many believe lab-grown meat will follow the same curve, especially with government support and public investment. Then there's the social and psychological hurdle. Will people actually eat it? Early surveys show mixed reactions. Some are excited by the ethics and sustainability. Others are skeptical, associating lab-grown with unnatural. But public perception is malleable. After all, pasteurized milk, IVF, and even sushi were once controversial. And when lab-grown meat starts to look, taste, and cost the same, or even less, than conventional meat, will consumers still care where it came from? Beyond burgers and chicken nuggets, the implications run deeper. What happens to traditional livestock industries? What happens to rural economies, to farmers, to slaughterhouse workers? Will lab-grown meat democratize protein access or consolidate it under a few powerful biotech companies? There's also a philosophical shift. For millennia, animals and agriculture have been central to human identity. But with lab-grown meat, we decouple food from nature in a radical way. That opens new possibilities, but also new risks. Because once we can grow meat, what else might we grow? Endangered species? Exotic proteins? Personalized nutrition tailored to your DNA? Lab-grown foie gras? Whale steak? Lion tartare? Technology doesn't stop once it starts, and the future of food might be far stranger than just cultivated chicken. Still, for all the questions, one thing is clear. The current food system is unsustainable. It's destructive, inefficient, and fragile. Climate change, population growth, and global pandemics are forcing us to rethink everything, including how we feed ourselves. Lab-grown meat isn't a silver bullet, but it's one of the most ambitious, audacious answers on the table. We're no longer asking if it's possible. We're asking when it will scale, how we'll regulate it, and who will control it. Because this isn't just about meat. It's about ethics, economics, ecology, and identity. And the future of food is being cultured one cell at a time.